Happy New Year's, everyone. I'm Kana, and I just finished week 12 of Code Platoon Software Bootcamp. So the past couple weeks, we've worked on our personal projects. We each came up with our own idea about what we wanted to create. We designed it, and then we coded it up using Django as the back end and React as the front end. And I think the best way I can show you how much I've learned throughout this experience is to show you what I could do day one, and then show you the current state of my personal project today. While the project is not where I want it to be now, I think you'll be able to see how much you can learn in such a short period of time doing a boot camp, and specifically for me, Code Platoon's boot camp. We were given an assignment to print out the 99 bottles of beer on the wall song. And this was my solution, which is a terrible solution, but it was the only one I really knew how to do at the time. So as long as the bottles were between 2 and 99, so you would need an S at the end of bottles, I could count down. I could write a for loop, I could use variables, and I could put the variable within the line. However, once you changed more, as in you needed to be able to take the S off the bottles or change it to no more beer bottles of beer or go to the store and buy more, I didn't know how to do it. So I just had to hard code it and write those final lines out. So that was day one of Code Platoon. I could do very basic program or very basic coding, but I couldn't do anything complicated at all. Now, here is the current state of my personal project, and the goal of this project, it is an envelope budgeting application with some currency conversion in it. So right now it converts from Norwegian kroner to American dollars because we currently make money in dollars, but we spend locally in kroner. So this way we can input the amount in kroner and it will automatically save our budget envelopes within dollars. So one of the things you have to do when you get to this web page is you have to create your own stores, because I haven't quite figured out how to do that automatically yet. So here you can search for a store close by, like say the kiwi. And I would like to do the kiwi on Hillevåg, which is close to my house. So let's do this one, and I can input that one. And since that's a grocery store, it would go to the grocery envelope. And in this case, typical amounts, I will show you what they do later, but essentially it's the typical amounts I would spend at any given trip. So if I just go for bread and milk, it'd be about 100 kroner. And then say I go and do a more, buy some vegetables as well, maybe a loaf of bread. And then say I just go crazy one day and spend 700 on like a weekly shop, or 800. We could put those in. These you ignore because they're for my custom store, which is down here. If you don't find the store you're looking for here, you can add the store. And then in your stores list, it now shows up. Oh, I added that before. Good to know. And so now you can go to, let's say you go to the store. So this would be the screen that pops up as soon as you get to the store and want to enter a transaction. So the reason I came up with this portion of the application is because for me, at the beginning, when I'm trying to stick with this envelope budgeting system, I often will keep up with entering all my transactions as they happen. But as time goes on, the transactions take too long to make. And so I wanted a very quick way to enter the transaction so I'd be more likely to stick with this process. So in this case, the envelope here and the store automatically populates with the location that you are at. So right now I am at home, and I did create a home store to test this feature out. And my home store is within the gifts envelope. And so I would just come to this page and say I spent 300 kroner, and then just add transactions. So it is 2 buttons to add your transactions. And yes, if you didn't spend exactly 200, you can edit it But generally, if we're close enough, because of exchange rate issues too, we consider that good. So this is for people that don't necessarily need exact to the penny budgeting. And so here you can see that it will actually go into my back end using the dollar amount. So if you go to my envelopes and you go to, that was under gifts, you will see the 2 transactions here. And now you can go also look at your transactions, edit your transactions, and say you're at the store and you want to know how much something costs in dollars. You can go to your currency conversion. Let's say the item I'm looking at is 800 kroner. How much is that in dollars? $90.49. So now there is an easy converter within the budgeting app. Now let's say it is payday. You can easily add money to your envelopes by just hitting the add money button, and it will add a preset fill amount that you determined every time you push the every time you push this button. So that's the basics of my current personal project. I definitely want to make improvements, add some functionality, as well as make it look prettier, because right now it's a very basic interface. And I would like to make it look a little nicer. But that's where you can see from day one, where I hard coded a whole bunch of lines, to this functionality that I can have with my personal project. So the past 12, really 13 weeks, because we had a Christmas break in there, they've been challenging. I won't say that the progress that I've made has been easy. There's been a lot of frustration along the way and a lot of questioning my ability and my ability to learn. But sitting here now, I am very glad that I did it, and it was a few tough weeks, but now I have so many more new skills. And the next step is that we are going to use all our new skills and work on a group project. And that's really exciting to me, because you get to work with other people and you get to experience more of what it would be like out in the industry, I hope. So I will see you again at the end of my group project. Thanks for listening.